What's up, everybody? Hoka 93 in the place to be, like always. Welcome to the Wrestling Corner, episode 3 of season 5. Yes, 5. $5. No, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, welcome to another edition of the Wrestling Corner. I hope everybody had a nice weekend on their part. Especially in terms of especially in football, since Sunday, especially for me being a Giants fan, was a pretty good Sunday, and Sunday closed out with a pretty exciting game between the Cowboys and Saints. Something that kind of caught me off guard because lately the Saints haven't been the most they haven't been the most impressive team. They haven't looked like how they looked in the past years, and that was a DQ. And also, the mostly just to the Saints. But anyway, hold up. And then also, Saturday, which is what I'm going to talk about. Saturday was also the live special from MSG that was only on the WWE Network. So, I will be reviewing that event, and also I will be oh crap, the first theme of this season. This is going to be not only a review episode, but also the first ever themed episode of this season. And the theme will be, the theme will be 10 wrestling tropes that I dislike. I'll get more into if you're not sure what that means, but whoa. Yeah, remember Thursday night the Dudley Boys got chokeslammed by Kane. But also, just for anybody that's watching wants to know, I did not catch Bound for Glory 2015. I just checked a couple of minutes ago to see the other results. My good friend Nathan Banks, he basically informed mostly all of us in the chat room of most of the results. So congratulations. I guess oh, what a dummy. Congratulations to Matt Hardy becoming the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Technically, this is not Matt Hardy's first ever World Championship victory, because I still debate that when he won the ECW Championship, WWE was still counting that belt as a World Championship, because there was there came a certain point where after the ECW Championship became that platinum, Phoenix belt, they stopped referring it as a World Championship, because I remember when they did, and it's something that I think WWE should bring back. When Jesse Ventura was the special guest host, he had a concept called the Breakthrough Battle Royal, where it was like, if you had oh no, oh all you hear is Rollins. Oh my gosh, oh. Hey, look, Kane beat Kane beat Rollins again. Oh. Ooh. But it became a certain point in time that after the ECW Championship, I forgot, I went through that. Basically, on the Breakthrough Battle Royal, yeah, the concept was if you had not been a world champion, you were eligible. And when I saw John Morrison in there, I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, he was ECW champion. And around that time, you guys considered it a world championship belt. So right from there, that was like December 2009. That's when I think, yeah, WWE, and Christian was champ at the time, they stopped considering the ECW championship uh, a world championship. So technically, this was last night was not Matt Hardy's first world title win, but I guess the ECW championship in W is no longer. So yeah, so basically the TNA World Championship was Matt Hardy's first victory. I don't know. Once again, since I did not see, I don't know who he pinned. I don't know if he beat EC3 or Drew Galloway. I think I would like for it to be EC3, not because like I have something against EC3. It's just that I think it would be more fitting that the first loss he's handed is his title loss, and it's at Bound for Glory. It's supposed to be at a big stage, so I think it makes a lot of sense. Kurt Angle came back to beat Eric Young. Gail Kim retained her title against Awesome Kong. Tyrus won that Bound for Gold gauntlet match. I'm not even sure if that's going to lead to something big. So it's almost like I'm not even sure if that just goes to show that the Bound for Gold gauntlet is not treated anything special, or I don't know. I'm pretty surprised Tyrus came out the winner. I also found that the Pope actually returned in that match to wrestle. So what he kept teasing actually became a reality. Tigre Ono retained his championship. I'm forgetting who won that Bobby Lashley, Bobby Roode, King of the Mountain championship match. The Wolves retained their title. And that's about it. So I didn't see Bound for Glory 2015. The last Bound for Glory I saw was Bound for Glory 2013. It's the biggest thing in shopping since. But once again, congratulations to Matt Hardy coming TNA World Championship. That seemed to be the payoff from the get-go. Good to see TNA actually stuck with it. But going from that was Sunday, going to Saturday. Saturday, WWE also hosted an event, in MSG, a place that I've been to a couple of times. MSG, the world's most famous arena, the live special. And I remember on the last corner, I basically said that this one, that Beast in the East, which was like a live special, was almost like a glorified house show. The MSG special, was kind of the opposite. This one actually felt a bit more canon to the weekly program. I should just say Raw, because mostly stuff that happens on SmackDown really doesn't matter, except for the past SmackDown when Roman Reigns basically challenged Bray to a Hell in a Cell. That was probably one of the only things from SmackDown so far this year. I'm not saying but one of that actually mattered and led on to Raw. So let's get into the MSG special. Besides it being almost canon to the main product, the main programming, the match. The event started off with a tag team match with the team of the Celtic Warrior himself, Sheamus, and the Bulgarian Rusev, two former United States champions. The irony is that it was Rusev that took the United States Championship away from Sheamus. And it was on the WWE Network for some odd reason. after Raw went on. But regardless of that, I digress. Going against the team of the show off himself, Dolph Ziggler, and the Viper, Randy Orton. No. In simple terms, the match was basically, your oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, I thought that was freaking Kevin Sullivan in the crowd. I think he still got that bald look. What the? Hold up. Who's this? Oh, wow.
Excuse you.
Somebody's pulling up. Oh, wow, it's pretty cool to see the women actually arrive in wheels. But the tag match between the two teams was basically a formulaic tag team match. In simple terms, it basically was a formulaic tag team. Dolph, being the face in peril, and then the hot tag came, and Randy Orton clean house, hit his DDT, and then Sheamus knocked Orton and Ziggler, and then tried to bro kick Orton, and it was really from an Orton sidestep the bro kick. It was almost like you didn't even need to do that. It wasn't even that close to him. Sheamus gets super kicked right into RKO. The winners, Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton. And then post match, Rusev, isn't Sasha like home? Yeah, I'm about to say, Sasha from Massachusetts.
And just so you guys know, I put the boss in Boston. Just like I put the boss.
Oh, wow.
Welcome home, Sasha. You are exactly like the Boston Red Sox. Overrated. There is no chance that you or the Sox will be winning a championship in October. Unlike me and the Yankees, well, we're going all the way.
Nikki, I'm a Yankee fan. Look, I thought I had my hat right here, but yeah.
Well, not like the Boston Red Sox, but anyway.
I'm a Yankee fan myself, and you wearing that hat kind of makes me mad. It's ratchet, not ranchit.
As the longest reigning Divas champion of all time, and the new Divas champion after Nikki. Team Ratchet. Check, please. Why you always lying? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Because whoever it is just keeping that title warm for me. Wow. For you? Did you hear that, Toxic Nikki, for her? Well, I guess, Sasha, if you're saying that, it must be true. Because you're the boss, right? Right, and I mean, like, we want Naomi and all of the team bad matches, right? Let's be real for a second, ladies, okay? Let's be real. You want to be real? Let's get real, Nikki. Oh boy, yeah, well, let's get real.
Yeah, I don't know why Nikki's talking so much trash when on SmackDown she submitted to Sasha Banks. Well, I was gonna say, as much as a New York Yankees fan I am, I really don't see the Yankees going all the way. I'm sorry, I'm just being realistic here. But what? But once again, just seeing Nikki wear that hat, it makes me upset because she's not even 5. She's not even 5% the champs that the New York Yankees were. Okay. And yeah, but yeah, I'm just being realistic. I don't see Yankees going away because the damn Blue Jays. The damn Blue Jays. I have really nothing against the Blue Jays, but I'm just saying. I never had a problem with a Blue Jay until this season with the Toronto Blue Jays, basically stopping the New York Yankees at every turn. But anyway, hey. Oh, we got some. Oh, sure. I didn't even see the comment. Hey, we got Nathan Banks. How's it going, Nathan? There's a guy, Young Jay Way, says, I love Sasha. Charisma is hilarious. Sasha, Sasha has the goods. And in my opinion, I hope she wins this match for momentum for NXT TakeOver respect. By the way, hey Malcolm, I made one. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but Jay, isn't this your first corner since the new season? I could be wrong. Well, probably you watched it, after it's recorded, but talking about while it's live, I could be wrong. But down. But anyway, then after the match, freaking Rusev, gives Sheamus the riot act for losing, Yeah, your roughness like ladder. Get out. You're not American. Get out. Get out of the ring. And then Sheamus, when he gets up, bro kicks Rusev. And then, then basically says, no, you can kiss me arse. And I actually don't mind. Most of our fans don't really they're not too engaged into most of our fans are not too engaged in heel versus heel matches, and there's reasons why, because you really can't really get behind. Okay, but unless the person's a popular heel, they're a cool heel. But but I actually like that Rusev, really doesn't get along with every heel. That he can have issues with another heel. I think it really fits with his character that. Especially if the character, especially if the other heel is American, says he's almost he's very anti-American. So I think it really fits his character. But he got bro kicked by Sheamus, and that was the end of that. But then the next match on the card would be Stardust versus, well, again, yeah, Stardust versus Neville again. You know, okay. I'm gonna get through the match first. You know, the match was not bad. It was good. You know, I think Cody and Neville, you know, they work well together. You know, but it was pretty funny when um Cody like took a admiration or to Neville's, you know, cape slash hood, like to mock him, and he jumped up and got caught and got super kicked. And, you know, then got red arrow. And that was a beautiful red arrow. That was like a perfect red arrow by Neville. And Neville got the win. But, you know, in my opinion, enough is enough with this feud. You know, whether it's Neville and the Lucha Dragons versus Cody and the Ascension, or just these matches with them, period. You know, I thought the Amel match was kind of a good ending, but yeah, now WWE just keeps doing Neville and some form of Neville and Stardust, you know, week after week, and that's nothing new about WWE. They have a tendency of doing that, just doing the same match week after week. And look at Barrett and R-Truth. Being from the Bronx, I love Nikki Bell even more for this one. Yeah. But you know what? That's basically. But what if that tweet is real? Because if Chris was there, he always questions those tweets. But that's a cheap pop for a New Yorker. You know, for a New Yorker, that doesn't help me. That doesn't make me like Nikki more because she said Boston sucks. Personally, I don't make the Boston Red Sox Yankee rivalry that personal. In reality, yeah, it's the fans that really make that feud personal. I've heard stories from my friends that have been to Boston, and they've gotten looks and everything, and told like to take their New York apparel off and everything. That doesn't help me like Nikki. That's just a cheap pop. No, Jesus. All right, but anyway, so yeah, I think, and see, I was right about you, Jay. Yeah, first live one of the new season. Yeah, yeah, I think it's about time to stop with this, you know, Neville and, you know, Stardust thing. And it was pretty weird to see Neville just lose like in almost record time and shame. I don't know what that was supposed to build. I don't know if they trying to build something with Barrow. It was kind of weird. Like I said, it was kind of wasteful. Oh, next match was, I believe the next match was another tag match. Yeah, it was a six woman tag. Team Bella versus PCB. And, you know, once again, it's like, why do they keep having Team PCB teaming up with each other when, you know, it's not even like they're teasing, you know, animosity, or most animosity between Paige and Charlotte and Beck. It's not like they're teasing it. No, it's flat out there, but they're still teaming up. And once again, pretty formulaic six woman tag match. Like as you see here, nothing really to write home about, nothing really special besides, and you can tell this is a rest hold. You know, some like wrestlers say, they say even if you're putting a hole just to conserve strength, make it look, real, like you're really trying to win. But anyway, it really was. It wasn't anything to write home about, and Charlotte. Charlotte, just like her dad, throws chops. But I think out of all the chops I've seen Charlotte thrown, the ones on that special were the best ones she's probably ever thrown. Those actually had some you actually heard the smack. What the hell? You actually heard the smack when she was hitting freaking think she was hitting what the hell? I think when she was hitting, yeah, she was hitting Nikki. It was some good chop. And then, Paige, forced herself in tag and everything. Then she became like in peril. And then when she tried to go for the tag, PC dropped off the apron. Turnabout being fair play. And the crowd reacted very well. I heard some little bit boos, I guess those the Paige fans, but look, they just showed they can be as vindictive as Paige was. Like you want to think that you're a one woman island. You want to be this rebel. I treat you like you want to be a loner. Well, we treat you like a loner, or just not really necessarily a loner, because there's been some good loners, but more of a you want to be a jerk, you want to be a jerk loner. You know what? We treat you like one. And then Paige got the rack attack, no sexual pun intended, and and Team Bella got the win. Then post match, Paige basically cuts his promo playing the victim like, I would never do that to my friends, and like, look at this hypocrite. And that was basically it of that. Oh, there we go, baby. Sasha's gonna get the win. Yes. Because most time in WWE, people don't win in their hometown. That was the right call. But then the next match was for the Intercontinental Championship. Probably the match that I was looking forward to the most, the Jericho versus Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. But something that I did not know was that Saturday was Jericho's 25th. Hey, Renee, Charlotte, and Becky, that's a good sight.
Do you think that your focus is going to be split if you head into your championship match against Nikki Bella in some 3 weeks? Listen, Paige's issues. I can only focus on me. But this rematch against Nikki Bella, Hell in a Cell, is my opportunity to prove that beating the longest reigning Divas champion wasn't luck. I earned this. And the Divas title is exactly where it belongs.
That stinking Cena picture. That Saturday was Jericho's 25th anniversary of his debut, of his wrestling debut. I did not know that, and wondering, okay, how Jericho has gone to say that when he started wrestling, he would write down, every match he had. So yeah, Jericho would know definitely the exact date. Most wrestlers just mostly know the year when they had their first match. No, but Jericho, since he used to, keep record of his matches, he knows not just the year. You know, he knows the exact date, which I did not know. And and then he basically shouted out Lance Storm, who was, and then I'm like, oh shoot, Lance Storm, rocking the bald look. I'm like, oh shoot, Lance Storm. Then also if you guys don't remember who he was, he also shouted out to Jackal. Jackal was, you ever remember the group, the Truth Commission, which I didn't really know about until seeing on YouTube an episode of Raw in early 1998. But also for anybody that watched ECW when it was on TNN, he was also the character Cyrus, who was supposed to like represent the network. So yeah, Jericho shouted, and he forgot who else he shouted out. And then Owens came out, and Owens and Jericho had a good match. I wouldn't go and necessarily say that it was, off the chain, outstanding. It was good. It was really good. So basically, what I'm saying, I don't think that was the best that they. I don't even think that was the best that. There's more that they can offer, but we just got a good piece of it on Saturday. Jericho, he hit the code breaker, but rope break. The Lions Saw got countered, got hit with the cannonball. They were nice. They were nice pop-up powerbomb reversals. First time Jericho, he hopped over and went for the walls of Jericho. And somebody called a lion tamer. I'm thinking the difference between a lion tamer and the walls of Jericho. It's a difference. Then when Owens hit his super kick, look like okay. I thought okay, that's probably the end. Go for the pop-up powerbomb again, but Jericho counters it to a Hurricane Rana, but he counters it to a Hurricane Rana, but then Owens rolls through, but then Jericho rolls through and goes for another one to Jericho, and he's trying to turn Owens. Owens, while he's turning, breaks Jericho in the eyes, and then he small packed him for the 1, 2, 3. Dirty finish, but I thought it was a pretty clever dirty finish because I've never seen nobody do that to Jericho. While they're instead of doing the normal twist, that which did happen to match. No, all thing Owens did when he turned on his back was just use his hand, and I'm thinking, and I put in the chat room that is Owens basically becoming like the next McIntyre. And what I meant by that was that for those of you that don't remember, for those that do remember both ways, when Drew McIntyre, got his push in late 2009 to 2010, when he first won the IC belt, it was preceded by a eye poke. And then from there on out, he would be like a master of like eye rake / pokes. He had so many. He had the one finger hook, the index hook version. Just swiping the eyes and everything. And he would mostly win like that, preceded by like a Future Shock DDT. But so far, Owens Summer Rae. He won the title with an eye rake. And
summer is over, but for one lucky superstar, summer is only just getting started.
And then he retained his belt by eye raking.
Welcome to the ring, the Bulgarian Brood himself, and the man that go home with every night.
I want to know where this is going. But so so pretty once again, good match between the two. Then the next match would be for the tag team championship, the New Day going against the Dudley Boys. And one thing that I took note of is that this was like the first tag team championship match in a long time that actually had a video package before the match. So yeah, it made it feel like a big deal. And once again, the match was almost like the Night of Champions match. And basically, the New Day and Dudley Boys, they're gonna go against each other again at Hell in a Cell. But so far the matches, for me personally, they've been okay. They've been okay. Maybe they're saving, their best performance for Hell in a Cell. I don't know, but the matches have been okay. I don't think there's really been anything to write home about. And that's not to go and say that the Dudley Boys, I wouldn't say, oh, the Dudley Boys, they never really had a match to write. I'm like, are you kidding me? They've had a couple of great, they have a lot of matches that were great. That maybe weren't the TLC matches. But look like just like Night of Champions, it looked like the Dudley Boys were on their way to win again with the 3D, and Xavier Woods again breaks up the pin. But this, I actually thought it was going to actually be a 3 because I saw Bubba looking around. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, he's got Xavier covered, but he wasn't looking at the spot where Xavier was. So
in the best shape to your liking, and I owe you so much.
Oh my. So once again, the New Day, escape. They basically cheat their way out of a championship loss. And then, they beat down the Dudley Boys. And once again, look like they're going to use the table on them. But just like Night of Champions, the Dudley Boys thwart the New Day's plan. Bubba and Devon get rid of Big E and Kofi, and then the 3D through table. Me personally, I was talking with friend Nate about this. Personally, I feel, and it's just me. Maybe there are other people that feel the same way. Maybe there are other people that feel this way. But personally, I feel that maybe the New Day, there should be a point where they actually really get the drop on the Dudleys. Yeah, they've got a win over Dudley. It was last week, which was pretty clean. But I mean, they actually do a number on the Dudleys, like how Edge and Christian would get a chance to, every once in a while, like really do a number on them. I actually say, yeah, have the New Day put one of Dudley's through a table. I think it would add, more fuel to the feud. Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie, man. Mariah got some, she really, whatever lotion just so she puts on her legs brings a good sign to them. But, oh my God. But yeah, I think it would add more fuel to the feud. It probably would make the New Day come across more seriously. No, New Day is great entertainment and all, but even Edge and Christian said it that yeah, they used to bring entertainment too.
Will you marry me?
But when it was time to, they got, and we know that Biggie kind of has a vicious streak, and we've seen, Kofi has a vicious streak, especially when Kofi beat the hell out of Randy Orton. But it's on the feud with the Dudleys, they haven't really gotten a chance to really, they haven't really gotten a real drop on them. Like they can say, they really did some damage to Dudleys. So yeah, I think the New Day, they should have the New Day probably put the Dudleys through the table in one segment. What do you guys feel about that? Because I feel it would add more feel, and it would make the New Day come across more of a threat to the Dudleys. Besides, okay, they're just a champ, but okay, whoa, shoot, look what they actually did what the Dudleys have been doing to mostly every team they face, put them through a table. Oh no,
I say,
you ain't gonna say anything.
I say yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, joy. Propose. Rusev said yes. Wow, what a wrong moment. Mrs. Bulgarian Brood. That's awesome. Still remember all my marriages. Me too.
Anyway.
I said yes. But not yet.
Hold on.
Do you think we have future? We must prove to each other that we're worthy. I need to have a WWE gold around my waist, and then you will have gold around your finger.
Oh wow. Okay. Anyway. So then we move on to the most promoted match of the night. Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show. It's pretty simple. Brock Lesnar tries to double a takedown. Big Show tosses him over. Big Show it's a choke slam. Brock Lesnar pops up to his feet. Gets choked him again. Brock Lesnar chokes him again. He pops to his feet. Gets choked him again. Kicks out at 2. Big Show goes for the WMD. Gets ducked. Going to Suplex City. Then Brock tried the tried the F5 Big Show, but then Big Show just fell over. So I guess that was a botch. He gets German Suplex again. F5, 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar wins. Then after the match, no. Brock Lesnar turns back around. Big Show, told him, gives the old FU, sign. Brock Lesnar gets back in the ring. Belly to belly, overhead belly to bellies. Big Show, F5s him again. And that's it. Basically, like I kind of figured. I remember what I said. It was probably mostly all Brock Lesnar. I said maybe Big Show would get a choke slam in or something. He got 3 in, but the first 2 And like really have not much of an effect. And I bet you Jake the Snake was like, you do 3 things like Jake the Snake said about like Lex Luger, but Lex Luger do like 9 clotheslines in a row. You do like 3 you do like 3 chokeslams in a row, and you only get 2. It's like you should just stop right there. You should just stop. You should just stop. So so basically, once again, like Cesaro's momentum was cut off for that. It's as I figured, Big Show just being built up to look like a threat, but it was basically gonna get his ass whipped, and that's basically what happened. In a way, it's a good thing it wasn't the main event, And I thought that Big Show was actually gonna retire, and if he was not gonna really retire, they were gonna do like a story like, retire and everything, So a good thing it wasn't the main event. And speaking of the main event was for the United States Championship steel cage match between Seth Rollins going up against the United States Champion himself, Johnny Boy Cena. And once again, Rollins and Cena work very well together. And it's a match that we now have seen more times than we can count. So sometimes there's a lot of things that you're like, okay, I've seen that before between these guys. But no, well, yeah, it was like your typical Seth Rollins and Cena match. So they really never had a bad match together. So a typical John Cena and Seth Rollins match is pretty good. Even though lately, WWE cage matches are not the most, they're not as good as they used to be. And it has nothing, and for me, it has nothing to do with because there's no bloodshed. No, sometimes it's like, no, they don't really use the cage as much. This time they did basically use the cage, but they don't use the cage as much. Why is it called a cage match if you're not even going to use it as a weapon? Why are you going to call it a cage match if it's really not being put into use? And once again, like I said, this was kind of more akin to the weekly programming. We got a site from Demon King because Seth Rollins he had the match won. He could have climbed down. And when Kane music hit, when after Chris came back, Sunday because Chris didn't watch after he came back from work on Saturday. So Sunday when he came back from work, he watched it. And he agreed with me. I'm like, when Rollins was straddled over the cage and he was about to climb down and Kane's music hit, I'm thinking, we both like, why aren't you climbing down? I get the shock. Oh shoot, it's Kane. But I'm like, he's all the way at the entrance, and you can just climb down. Kane is not the fastest guy. So it's like, you can just climb down, and if you don't want to deal with Kane, just hop over the crowd. So Rollins is still straddled like, what do I do? And Kane is taking his sweet old time to get there. And finally, when Seth tries to go down, that's when Kane finally gets around. It's like, what a dummy. So then he climbs back up. He's thinking of what his options are, and he sees that John is still down, and he tries to do a frog splash from the cage. Crash and burns. F you. 1, 2, 3. John Cena retains United States Championship. And if I didn't tell you, you can see right here if you're watching Raw that he retained his title. So all in all, and then after the match, Kane locked himself in the cage with Rollins. Choke slammed on a tombstone. And he beat him again. And he beat him again on Raw in a way. All in all, it wasn't a pay-per-view, but the MSG special wasn't really special, in my opinion. I'm not saying it was, horrible, but it's kind of an event that that you can you can live without. You're not really missing all that much. I guess you could say, yeah, it's one of those shows, So no, it's like the Beast Knees. The Beast Knees, while it was good for a glorified house show, man, in a way it was still almost like a one show event, or well, kind of a two because the Neville and Jericho were that good. It was pretty good, but the New York special, if you saw the writing on the wall in the Lesnar show match and you didn't really care for it as much, like I really don't care about Brock Lesnar just mowing through Big Show, cause then like okay, so it was okay. It was okay. Just not most unsafe, like pay-per-views or takeovers. Well, no, I saved like the rating or stuff for takeover or pay-per-views. It was okay, but one thing I really feel that you're not really missing that much though. All right, this should be good. But where is Dolph Ziggler? He should already be out by now. Okay. Playing mind games. He's not come. They just beat up Dolph Ziggler. See, somebody would say most of the movies, it's white guys, dragging the black dude. But this is the other way around. Is this serious enough for you? Oh my God. So, okay. Oh, here we go. Young Jay Wade. I'm tired of this team stuff. I like to see Paige break off and Naomi break off. Yeah, I actually saw I forgot where I was, and basically fans, after SummerSlam, I think it was when I looked at the article, it was like a couple of days ago, but the article was posted I think like around after SummerSlam, and we're saying after SummerSlam the whole team thing should have ended. I think I'm getting tired of the team stuff, so I thought the team stuff would kind of come to a natural end after SummerSlam. Okay. MJ, wait. At the very least, have the New Day give the Team 3D a good beatdown. I mean, they do have 3 members to Team 3D's 2 members. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know Xavier is supposed to be like the weakest link, but I'm just saying, it's like, I think to add more fuel to it, have New Day, basically do a number on a good heel beatdown on the Dudley Boys. So that takes care of, the live special at MSG. Now it's time to get on to the first theme of season 5. Now, in wrestling, just like in movies or just forms of media, movies, comic books, anime, cartoons, books, you name it. You name it. There are things, all of them have something that is called tropes. And you don't know what a trope is, I can help out. I can help you out by, recommending you to a site called tvtropes.org. But be very careful. You can get hooked at you because it's like link after link after link after link after link to another trope, 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 to another trope. So yeah, you can be on that for a long time without even realizing, because it's like a link will lead to another. You click on it, leads to another trope page. So yeah, wrestling has its wrestling tropes. Some that have been around for ages, and I have plenty, but for just this episode, I'm winding it down to 10 tropes. So there are 10 tropes in wrestling that I'm not gonna say I hate. Hate's a strong word, and I tend, not to use hate unless it's really something, I feel is probably necessary, but dislike. So 10 tropes that I dislike in wrestling. Number one. Number one. The unwarranted, long-winded opening promo. Now, look. Look. For anybody that's been watching, WWE, TN, all national main wrestling promotions, especially in the late 90s, from the late 90s on. It's really no surprise, that a show, the weekly show, opens up with a promo. Open a promo, and then most time leads to somebody getting cut it off. Yeah, most time they get cut off. And with somebody that grew up in the Attitude Era, which basically started that, yeah, and everybody mostly followed that trend. Well, even Nitro, if you watch 98 shows, most I had a NWO opening segment, but most of it after has been, opening promo, somebody cut off, and whatever. Yeah, most of the time it's like you really need to start this show with a promo, and most of the time it's unwarranted. Why I say it's unwarranted, because sometimes the promos, it's like, okay, what was the point of this promo? It's like unless it's like an immediate response to something that happened, I can understand, but at most of the time they're long-winded. It's like they just keep going on. It's like, okay, where's the point? Case in point, the Authority. Most Raws will open up with some Authority promo, and it's like they're just saying the same old stuff. It's best for business. I'm like, okay, what is this got? Where's the point? And by 15 minutes or so, and by like 15 minutes, it finally get to him. It's like, did it really need to take that long to get there? And and what else most of also happens in those long-winded opening promos is what it leads into my second trope that I dislike: the main event being announced in the opening promo. 9 times out of 10, mostly, a Raw, SmackDown, oh man, Cena's head, or you name it. Most of the time, the main event is made in that segment. And I remember watching the Wrestling Roundtable, and I laughed when they basically said that, basically the whole maybe like the whole theory of when that happens, when the main event is made an open segment. The theory is that basically these promotions, they come into these events without main events. It's almost like, well, we're not going to have a main event. We're just going to see it. It's almost like, I laugh. It's almost like we're going to see what happens in the first 15 minutes, and then we'll see what's the main event going to be. And then it's almost like when they make the main event, it's like, okay, so was the match that was supposed to be before, the most promoted match before that, was that really going to be the main event? But it's almost like, nope, there was no main event until that opening segment. So, isn't that we see a lot, Will? Oh. Sometimes it's like, for those two first ones, like, why can't you just, what's wrong with just starting off a match? I mean, starting off a show, a weekly show, just with a match, and then probably lead into, a warranted, a meaningful in-ring promo, or just announcing the main event right there. Like, oh, this is the main event. And that's not to say that, and I'm not saying that I have something against if something happens early in the show. Something happens backstage in the show, and it leads to an impromptu match. Like, what? Because this, we have a spot free to fill. This match is, but it's most time when it's the main event. It's like, wait a minute, so you didn't have a main event? That's why it's all like you didn't have a main event. So it's not like I'm saying I dislike when, okay, let's say, once again, let's say Ziggler in this case, we saw him get attacked by the New Day, and he barges into Stephanie, and what the hell. So he barging off and he demands a match because of what happened. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. No, I don't. Number three, the 333, 3D, number 3. Oh my God, number 3, random title matches. And as of late, this trope has been coming up in TNA. Since it seems like TNA really doesn't really care about pay-per-views that much, they've mostly been, oh my God, John, don't do it. They've basically had their champions defend their belts in like random, without any promotion whatsoever. And it's almost, and then you see a challenge like, okay, what did this person do to get a shot? Case in point, once again, I understand if it's the TV title, because that's the TV title. TV title, that's most of the time been the gimmick. But once again, on Impact, you had Mia Yim / Jade go against Gail Kim for the title, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is a good matchup, and it was a good, and it turned out to be even a good match, but this is still random. What did Jade do to earn a title shot? Where's Big Lady strip teasing? So that's my whole thing with random time. I think time match should be promoted, and if they do come like, hey, we got this in stores, I'm like, okay, I saw that coming. For me, I'm like, I saw that coming because maybe this person has been on a winning streak or so. But when it's just like this person really haven't done anything, like, okay, what did that person do to get that shot? You know what I mean? Oh man. And still on the subject of titles or title matches, that leads to my number 4, my 4th trope. Rematch clauses. And believe it or not, I don't really have a big issue with rematch clauses. I just thought, okay, yeah, champion gets a rematch, and that's it. But then when I remember reading an article, and the person kind of a little bit went more into deal about rematch clause, and I started thinking like, wait a minute, I never thought about it like that. in a way for a rematch clause, the champion's getting another shot because not because oh my gosh, look out Cena. Oh my gosh, no. DFU. Look out. Not because of not like they earned it or whatever. It's like because it's like they can get squashed and they still get a rematch. It's like they got it because they lost. Like it's guaranteed that if they lose, that's what determines they get their rematch. So it's like, wait a minute. I don't think when a UFC or loses they no. The E train. All right, well, that answers my question of probably who Cena's gonna face at Hell in a Cell. But yeah, it's like they really getting him because they lost the match. Yeah, so nowadays I'm like, the rematch was like, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe this is it, people. Maybe New Day finally gonna do a real number on the Dudleys. Oh. Oh man. So oh, the New Day are dominating. Oh, a real statement maker right here. Oh wow. Up. Well, John Jay, what we wanted to see from New Day. Exactly. Daisy brought it up and I got my wish. I got my wish. So it's like, they're stable, and what good is a stable if there can never be a sign of them, you know, taking out people like when the number games are there. Um, okay. So okay, let's go back into the tropes. Trope number 5. We're halfway there. Rope breaks and no DQ matches. Reason why I say that because rope breaks are basically like disqualification. Because look, if you hold on to the rope, when somebody getting pushed in the rope, the referee calls for a break, and they calls for the bell, and calls for the bell. I mean, calls for the bell if there's not a break on 5. No, same thing. No, same thing if submission and person grabbing the rope counts all the way to 5 disqualification. and it basically makes a pinfall illegal because you can't, uh, you can't, you can't put your feet on the rope. You get, that makes a pin illegal. And if a person put their front rope, it's like making the pin illegal, like breaks up the pin. However, in no DQ matches, which will be like no rules or whatever. Well, it's not. Oh yeah, person got him on the rope and there's a submission. Referee, I can't do anything. There's no rope breaks. There's no disqualification. However, if it's a pin, oh, the foot's on. I'm like, wait a minute. That's like, basically, rope break is a rule, and it basically so no it makes it's like a no disqualification. Makes like a disqualification in a way. It's like making it illegal. So it's like so it should if it doesn't apply for submission in no DQ matches, it basically shouldn't apply to pinfalls. I remember one example. It was elimination chamber match. It was a good elimination chamber too. No Way Out 2009. The opening match was elimination chamber for the Royal Raid Championship. No, it was for a WWE Championship, and it came down to Triple H and Undertaker, and Undertaker hit the tombstone. And Triple H put his feet on the rope, or a guy, I think got his foot on the rope, put his feet on the rope, and that broke up the pin. I'm like, wait a minute. That shouldn't even count. So, yeah, I don't have a big issue. They still count rope breaks in no DQ matches. Where in a way that's like a break. There's supposed to be no breaks in no DQ match. Number 6, speaking of like getting pinned or so. Number 6, kicking out at 1 from a finisher. This is a trope that you don't see a lot though. You don't see it a lot, but and I don't see a lot, but when I do see, when I do see somebody kick out a finisher at 1, my thoughts are saying this. Why I don't like it's like you took a suplex, a regular suplex, and kicked out at 2. You took a leg drop, you kicked out at 2. You took a clothesline, you kicked out at 2. But you get hit with the person's best move, and that's when you kick out at 1. I'm like, that seems very odd to me. You don't see it a lot, but I don't see it. But whenever I did see it, it's like, what? Like, come on. Because I'm just like just the logic is like all the regular moves led to a 2 count or a close near fall, but the person's biggest move leads to just one count. I'm just like, that count doesn't make sense to me. 7th trope, and once again, you guys can chime in. It's how you feel about these tropes. Whether you agree or disagree with them. 7th trope. WWE rookie means wrestling rookie, basically, and because mostly in WWE, somebody's new to WWE, the commentators and we treat them as if they're a rookie to wrestling. Period. Like they just got into wrestling. They just broke into the business, and I really don't like, especially when a person has established themselves around the world, but you're acting like, yeah, they've never stepped foot in the ring until WWE. It's like, come on now. Like, that's why I liked when basically the subversion of it was with Kevin Owens and Cena, when Cena was like, let me give you some better than right, and then Owens stopped him right there, like, no, I'm gonna stop you right there. I've been wrestling longer than you. I'm like, I actually like that. I'm like, yeah, like no, like that's kind of like dismissing, oh, you're a 15, you're a 10-year pro. You're a 10-year pro, but you never made W, so that doesn't make you a professional. Like no, that doesn't that shouldn't be like that. That's like it's like it's like if they tried to make it like yeah because Julius Thunder Liger mostly been wrestling and yeah he had some things in Japan, WWF, but he mostly wrestling in Japan and Ring of Honor. So because he's in W, that makes him a rookie. Like nobody gonna believe that. So me personally. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a touchback. Wow. I'm sorry watching Monday Night Football, but yeah, I just really don't like that W tries to spin that oh yeah because once you come in WWE it means that you're a wrestler. They try to do the same thing with Paige until they start acknowledging that like Paige been wrestling since she was like 14 years old with her mom and her brothers and fathers. Like yeah, it's like you know, I just don't like when W does that. Um, number 8. So number 8. Uh, number 8. Yeah, this is one that I just always shake my head at. Joining with the heel stable that beat you down. Most time lately, most time in wrestling, no, there's probably one person that turned their back on the face group and joins the newest heel stable. And before that happens, they've probably taken a bad beat down from them. And when they come back, they join that group. I don't understand the logic in that. I really don't. It's like, most time, oh, no, nobody was there to help me when that. I was like, okay, I get that, but why go with the group that beat you down? That put you in that situation. And here's some examples. And we're gonna bring up TNA because lately it's been TNA. No, okay, you know what? The Big Show's done it a lot. He did with the Authority, but TNA has been a primary suspect of it for the past couple of years. Main Event Mafia gave Samoa Joe a brutal beatdown. Took him out for a couple of months. Then he does this whole Nation of Violence gimmick thing. And at Slammiversary, he joins the Main Event Mafia. And somehow, in a shocking swerve, and somehow they try to spin it as that was the plan all along. I'm thinking, so Joe, so Joe really planned to get his arm. I think they like display his arm with a pipe or so, whatever. It's like he planned all that, huh? It's like he planned that. It's like so he planned that, huh? Like okay. Then what did it happen with Immortal? I don't think it did. unless you count Anderson, but then the aces and eights. Okay, with Anderson. Anderson was supposed to be Sting's partner at Bound for Glory, but then became bullied right because he got jumped by the aces and eights. He was out like for a couple of weeks. I mean, like a couple of months. So he comes back. He's upset at Sting and them. You know, where were you freaking guys when I was getting my brains bashed in? And then it leads to him joining the aces and eights. Like, you're upset at, I gotta say, being upset, Sting and them. Okay, where were they? Where were you? But you're still gonna join the group. You're gonna join the group that actually beat your brains, that bash your brains in and everything. Then late just recently, Rebel got beat down by the Dollhouse. Got beat down by the doll. And then when she comes back, she joins the Dollhouse. And there's no explanation for why she joined them. There was no promos on why she joined. It's like I don't get it. It makes a little bit of sense when it's like it's like a cult group, you know, like we're gonna beat it into you. We're gonna beat you down. Like they maybe want this person so bad, so we're gonna beat you down until you know you give in. Like like how when how Bray tried to do with Brian and everything. I think it works better with a cult group when they even go out and say that's their goal. But Ace and Ace wasn't a cult group. The Dollhouse is not really a cult group. You know, Main Event Mafia wasn't a cult group. So it's like, I don't get it. Now I'm starting to call it like the wrestling version of Stockholm Syndrome. That's why I call it now. It's like that's the wrestling version of Stockholm Syndrome. Whenever somebody gets beat down by, the heel stable, but then when they come back, they join the heel stable. Number 9, person automatically being friends with people after turning. Yep, most times we see somebody turns heel, all of a sudden they friends, just like that, all of a sudden they're friends with a heel that they probably just got off a blood feud with, and it's like I get team heels versus heels and heels, but it'll be more realistic. Like, okay, we're team together, but I still don't like your ass. Like, I still don't like you. Like I'm probably changed my ways, but we're probably in the same alignment. But that doesn't make us friends. Or even when somebody turns face and it's like, okay, they meet their former. It's like main person. I think it shouldn't be a case of they automatically become friends. I think it should be like a build. Like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna hold this grudge for very long. I actually like when when you see it, like you see the realism, like, okay, yeah, just because we're on the same size, that doesn't make us, buddies. I actually like that more than, yeah, now that we're both heels, yeah, we're automatically friends. Like, that never happened, or yeah, we're now both faces, so now you're my best friend. Like, oh, wait a minute. And now finally number 10, the last trope. Last trope. This is one of the worst tropes in wrestling. And it happens a lot, especially now. 50-50 booking does not help anybody. They'll have a person win a match and then they lose a match and it just goes back. It's like you trade all these victories. You're not even a feud. It's like nobody's really advancing. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't really favor anybody. You see it live, especially now on Raw. All that 50-50 booking on Raw. It's like, Almost like you really have no plan. Almost like you really have no plans for these guys and girls anymore. So yeah, 50-50 booking is a real bad trope in wrestling. No, and it's a trope that really doesn't favor anybody. So that goes there. There are 10. Those are 10 tropes in wrestling that I dislike. Um, there's others. I'm thinking, probably, later in the season I'll do 10 more tropes that I dislike because there are other tropes. I just had to, wind it down, bring it down to 10. So, but I think pretty good. Oh wait, no, but before I'm ending the show, since Wednesday, because Monday will be another review. It will be the first season, will be the first ever takeover review, which I think will be the last takeover of the year. I think it will be the last takeover of the year because most of they try to do 4 a year. But yeah, this Wednesday is Takeover Respect, and I still got to catch up on NXT. I think I'm like 3 episodes behind. I'm looking at the card here. It'll be Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus the Mechanics. Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. In one of the semifinal matches of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Like quick, predictions. I see Finn Balor, Samoa Joe winning. I think it's building up to them having an eventual title match. Then you got Jason Jordan and Chad Gable versus Baron Corbin and Rhino. I predict Baron Corbin and Rhino to win. And as for then and then it'll lead to the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I don't see Finn and Joe win. I think that's where things will come ahead and probably get a little bit of tension. So I'd probably see maybe Baron and Rhino capitalizing on that. And Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze. If you want to base it on records, records at Takeover, Tyler Breeze doesn't have the best of records. So based on that, then I'm going against him and going with Apollo Crews. And not just that, seeing that Apollo Crews looks like is in the midst of a push, I'm going with Apollo Crews. And then Dana Brooke versus Asuka, or formerly known as Kana. This is a no-brainer for me, going with Kana. I think she's going to kick the living out of Dana Brooke. And the main event, yes, there's no arguing. This is the main event. For the first time ever, for a main for a major WWE event, almost like a pay-per-view. For the first time ever, there's going to be 2 women main eventing. And in an Iron Man match, Bayley versus Sasha Banks, a 30-minute Iron Man match, following their instant classic from Brooklyn for the Women's Championship. I predict Bayley to win. I see Sasha now as a mainstay on the main roster. It's pretty unfortunate. It seemed like Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha are mainstay on the main roster because even though they've ascended so quickly, I think NXT could still really use them. So yeah, that basically takes care of my predictions for Respect, which I will review next Monday. And but until then, I hope you guys have a great week and a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed the Wrestling Corner episode 3 of season 5. Also, I hope you enjoyed my 10 tropes that I dislike. And then once again, you got some feedback, whether you disagree or agree, or there's some tropes that you would like to add, and just drop them in the chat box, and probably I'll bring it up whenever I do the theme again, because I really think I'm going to do 10 more tropes that I dislike. But until then, this is Hope 93, and until the next corner, stay easy, guys. Peace.